All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. A lot of stuff going on today. I think the storm has started. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's go ahead and start with this. Kyler Murray, $235 million deal, among the richest for QBs. There's been a lot of talk with Kyler Murray. Is he going to go play baseball? Is he mad with the Cardinals? Could he possibly get traded to the Eagles? All that's put to bed now. Second biggest contract for all quarterbacks behind Aaron Rodgers. More money, at least contract-wise, than Deshaun Watson got, I believe. And I saw that this is behind Deshaun Watson, so he's third. My thoughts on it is Kyler Murray good? Is he good? He starts off seasons hot and then he kind of fades. He's been injury prone. He had one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a quarterback this last year's playoffs. Is he good? And like I posted in my little short video, like the price of the brick for Lamar Jackson just went up. Lamar Jackson resumed. I said resume. That's what my friends used to call it. Lamar Jackson's resume is far superior to Kyler Murray's resume, right? MVP. I don't think he's won a playoff game either, though. So I don't know. But yeah, this is the starting point for Lamar Jackson's negotiation. Now, he reported to camp. I've been on record saying that he should not play a snap until that contract situation is taken care of. I don't think he should practice until that's taken. So go ahead and lock in. Don't lock out. Don't hold out. Hold in. So I'm at camp, but I'm staying in my room till y'all figure this out. That's what TJ Watt did last year. He should do the same thing. So it didn't look like he was going to play unless he got a new contract. So this gives them, at least a peace of mind that situation's taken care of. You have Marquise Brown on your team. You see in this picture here, they both played at Oklahoma. We'll see how he plays this year. He's in line for a big contract as well. So you trade a first-round pick and you're probably going to have to pay him. So we'll see. The NFC is wide open. It's wide open. There is Aaron Rodgers as elite QB, Tom Brady as elite QB, and then everything else, there's a bunch of question marks. So, hey, it could be their year. They could blow it up, and it wouldn't surprise me if they got to the Super Bowl, or they could have a terrible year. It wouldn't surprise me either. So, yeah, all eyes on Arizona. That's a monstrous deal. All right. Brown signed Josh Rosen. So I thought this was Cam Newton's team, but they signed Josh Rosen. Now, people have speculated now if it becomes a year suspension, maybe they double back and look at Cam Newton, but, the time is ticking. So getting guys into camp, being that far behind the 8 ball, that's going to hurt you. Josh Rosen, I mentioned in his press clips, he was only 25. He's bounced around. He was on Tampa. He obviously got drafted by Arizona. It hasn't worked out for him. This is a guy who was a surefire, can't miss prospect coming in college, went to UCLA, and it's kind of been back and forth ever since then. So, but that's the route that they chose to go. So maybe they're hoping on their end that this is going to be a shorter term deal instead of a longer term deal. So we'll see what happens with that. Pat shunned coordinator titles for offense and defense. His son was the defensive coordinator, Bill Belichick's son last year. The defense was middling. Offensive coordinator, obviously you had McDaniels, who's now in Las Vegas with the Raiders. The Patriots, man, the further and further they get away from Tom Brady, the further and further you're looking at it like, what y'all doing? You gotta wait, hold on. That's the Patriots? I mean, it looks like a shamakri. I'm gonna do a Patriots breakdown. That's gonna drop this weekend. I'm gonna drop a bunch of them that I put in the tuck. I'm gonna do a Patriots breakdown, but yeah, you know, it's kind of weird. No titles. That kind of means like there's a reason that there's hierarchy, right? But hey, Bill Belichick is Bill Belichick. But there's some questions with Bill Belichick, man. There's some questions. You know, everybody says the Patriots way, right? But Tom Brady, the Michael Jordan of football, right? He left, immediately won another Super Bowl, right? Last year, they had the Rams on the ropes, played them closer than any team played them, with half of their team hurt, right? This year, they're one of the favorites again. The Patriots, on the other hand, haven't done anything. They have not won a playoff game since he has left. So the question becomes, is it the Patriot way or is it Tom Brady way? Because we don't say the Chicago Bulls way, right? We don't say that. Right? We know it's Jordan, Pippen in them, right? So why do we do that for the Patriots? I mean, we're starting to get to the point where we're going to have to start asking some serious questions about the Patriots. Man. So check out my college football video if you haven't checked that out. Kirby Smart agrees to a 10-year, $112.5 million contract, making him the highest paid coach in college football. Tell me again how there's not money for NIL. Tell me again how this is wrong, that the kids are making money. Just explain it to me like I'm a fourth grader. This guy's just signed, a coach just signed $100 million deal. How old is Kirby Smart? I'm sure they always say the age. Brian Kelly signed just under $100 million. Jimbo Fisher signed for $90 million. But the players can't make money. So Mel Tucker, Michigan State gave Mel Tucker 10-year, $95 million. They're passing out, they throwing out $100 million contracts to everybody. But the players can't make money? Hey, come on, man. Come on. 46, Kirby Smart is 46. He's going to be able to jump back in and get that money again. He's going to probably, by the time it's said and done, he's going to make almost $300 million probably coaching college football. And the players can't, and you are steadfast against the players making a single dime. Shame on you. But on the football side of things, let's just leave that aside. I think it's great. I mean, I like Kirby Smart. You know, he, as I mentioned in that video, he was talking about his players getting dialysis. He said the thing that concerns him is the players leaving, the players coming in are making more money. Well, that's because of the first cycle. The players leaving, they didn't have a chance to make NIL money, right? So now everybody that comes through the door is going to make NIL money. And then it's going to be, you know, NIL contracts to keep them from staying and not transferring out. But hey, that's the game. When coaches are making $100 million, that's the game. That's the game. Because NBA coaches don't make this. NFL coaches don't have this contract. This is the game. This is big business. This is bigger than Nino Brown. This is big business. All right, so my man, Michael Walker Jr., shout out to him. Wanted me to touch on this. Barkley ready for blowback. So, you know, I talked about him going to live golf and him taking the money and how I would watch it if Charles Barkley is there. And I wouldn't watch it religiously, but I would probably tune in because, you know, Charles makes me laugh. And he said, you know, I need to cover a little bit more about the blowback that he's probably going to get. He's going to get outrage. There's no doubt. Everybody that's done this has gotten outraged. But the interesting thing about it is the golfers that haven't done this, they haven't really talked about the morals. They've just talked about supporting the PGA. Like Tiger Woods says, it's a shame to turn your back on the PGA. John Rahm says, you know, it's a competition thing. I want to play against the best players on the biggest stages, and this is not even really golf. My thing is, you can look at it in a couple different veins. You know, Charles Barkley says in this that, hey, all money has blood on it in some way. I told Norman, listen, they're all making up words like blood money and sports washing. We all have taken blood money and we all have sports watch something. So I don't like those words, to be honest. If you are in pro sports, you're making some type of money from not great causes. Um, I mean, there's levels to this shit, right? Though, right? That's what my generation says. There's levels to it though. So you can't say all money is blood money. Um, this is um, this is something where you can't really say it's sports watching because they might be serious about making this into a sport. The Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, it was put together because they realized that there's a day that oil is not going to be the moneymaker that it is today. At least that's what people are predicting. So to stave off a collapse of their economy, if they are not prepared for it, they developed this fund where they develop in a bunch of different businesses, right? So they were one of the biggest backers in WeWork, the whole WeWork saga. Masa Son was running the Saudi investment fund. They've invested in a lot of startups, that you might use as well. I would say that if I was doing it, would I say no? Yeah, but it's easy for us to say no, but we're not being offered $200 million though. And I guess that was the point that I'm trying to make, is that I'm just trying to stay away just in general of judgment. And I know it's a tricky situation because like every form of spirituality, every form of religion, every form of self-help tells you stay away from judgment. Like it's toxic to your mind, to your soul. I think part of the problem that we have in our society now is that we're all like constantly having to pass judgment on others. And we're doing this without the, complete line of information. There's one side that says that, right? The other side says, well, you got to stand for something. Like I do have to pass judgment on something. There are some things that are deal breakers for me, right? As an African American, like if they were taking money from, an openly racist organization, I was going to make a poor joke there. If they were taking money from an openly racist organization, then how would I feel, right? So, part of this is like, hey, let's empathize for each other. And just because the issue doesn't affect me directly doesn't mean that I can't be outraged by it and take a stand on it. I think it's a trickier situation than everybody really realizes because, Saudi Arabia, there's a reason that our president was over there. We have a strategic partnership with them that spans decades. The Iranian, nuclear crisis, one of our biggest bulwarks to Iran is Saudi Arabia. We depend on them for a whole host of things. So, to make them like excommunicado isn't like particularly feasible and isn't good for the safety of this country, right? So like now I'm going like super, super deep in the weeds. I'm just saying that, I guess what I'm saying is I can't really fault anybody for their decisions on this. Like Charles Barkley, for example, if you think I'm like shooting him too much bail, Charles Barkley, for example, remember that situation where like I think it was like a Las Vegas casino sued him. Let me look it up. Yeah, the Win sued him for $400,000, right? And then he had to pay a $40,000 processing fee, right? So and he paid them in May off of things that he owed them in October. Um, they said that he has a gambling problem. Like, I'm getting in the weeds here, and I'm being there's some interpretation that I have talking about this because it's a personal problem that he has. Like, and I'm in his business, but like, that's the rumor is that he has a gambling issue. The same thing with Phil Mickelson. Rumor that he had a gambling issue. So, you're getting a get out of jail free card. Do you accept it? All right. Like, I think it's a tricky situation, and like to pass judgment on him, like he is going to get some blowback, but he's been planning on retiring for a while. He probably just doesn't care, So I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. I'm just trying to have a more layered approach with everything. And again, as an African-American man, I know what it feels like to see like people who have done openly racist things still get commercial opportunities, and me looking at them, with the confused face and them giving me the Kanye shrug, like, hey, it is what it is. And me feeling that that's wrong. So like, I can't do that here. All I was trying to do is provide some like balance and try to look at it from his perspective. And I guess I think that's what like good debate and good conversations are. Like, let me try to see it from your perspective. I might think that you're wrong, but let me see it from your perspective. That's all I'm doing here. And what I'm saying, just for me personally, is I probably wouldn't. I'm saying that now, but how do I know if I've never been offered it? It's like guys saying, oh yeah, this famous actor, he cheated on his wife, like, but you never had beautiful women chasing after you. So you don't know, you truly don't know what you would do. Like $200 million, someone saying, here's $200 million, play in my tournament. Not like denounce the country, not, excuse the murder. Like, because, a lot of the guys that have done, because, this is mainly centered around human rights abuses and the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, the Washington Post reporter. A lot of people have just said nothing. They haven't spoke about it at all, right? They just took the money and went on with their way. Like Brooks Koepka said, yeah, I'm taking the money. I don't really like golf. And this is generational money that I can get all in one swoop. So like, you would want people to have integrity but then I'm pushing my morals onto you, but then again, there should be things that we should all stand on, but then they're a strategic partner for our country. So like I've said, it's tricky. That's all I'm saying. It's a sticky situation. So let me go to Pro Football Talk and see if there's anything else. I'm running long on this one. Try to keep them brief. Where does Jimmy Garoppolo end up? I'm thinking he probably just signs with if a team loses their starter in training camp, which doesn't happen as often as they used to. I guess because they don't practice as hard as they used to. But if somebody loses their starter in training camp, then I'm sure they'll probably bring him in. Bringing a guy in during the season, that's just setting him up to fail. I mean, it's just too hard to learn the book, learn the sight reads, the audibles. Now, it depends if your system is simplistic or not, but bringing them through the system is pretty much a dub on that. You can't do that and expect any type of success. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Thank you for supporting. Watch the college football video. Dropping more of the season previews this weekend. I'm dropping some Game of Thrones content starting tomorrow, so check out for that. 30 days till the new Game of Thrones, comes out, which is a prequel, thousands of years in front. So if there's any fans of that, I'm gonna be dropping that as well. So check me out. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love. Got an announcement that I will not share yet until it's official, but some things cooking. So, all right, the game is again. All right, thank you for watching this clip. Do me a favor, push the button, hit subscribe. Come on, man, push it.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
And do what's right. You heard her. Push the button. The game is again.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, The game is a game. Always.